Welcome to Mr. Montier's class again. I'm going to be going over basic punctuation. These are the punctuation marks you would find most commonly in a sentence and a rough idea of what they use, just so we're not misusing them. Okay, our first one is a period. Okay, it goes at the end of a sentence. I have a lot of students who just write and they keep going and they keep going, and I get like a paragraph of information with one period. Okay, a period goes at the end of the sentence. Sentence is a complete thought and everything connected to it before moving on to the next complete thought. Okay. Next is an exclamation point. Okay. You use it when you want emphasis. A lot of people will be like, oh, this is a little bit of feeling, I'll put an exclamation point. No, it's when it's loud! Question mark. In English, it goes at the end of the sentence when you're asking a question. Okay? It's that simple. Okay? These three are how you end sentences. These three are how you interrupt sentences. First one is a comma. There's lots and lots of rules with a comma, but just know it's the most commonly used thing to put a break inside a sentence. You don't add sentences together, so you don't take three complete thoughts and string them together with a comma. You use a comma for a break inside of one complete thought. More rules on that in another video. The next one would be a dash. It can be used following most of the same rules as a comma, but the point of a dash is it's a much harder break in the sentence. The last one of the breaks is a parentheses, okay? Same thing. Now, the difference between a comma, a dash, and parentheses in breaking up your sentence. When you're reading, a comma would be a normal voice. A dash would be a lot of emphasis, and parentheses would be more like a whisper. So normal, loud, quiet. Almost like you're trying to add something to the sentence that's an afterthought or an aside, you put it in parentheses. Something that's like you want everybody to know, you put in a dash. A lot of people use all caps nowadays when they're typing online, and they really should just be using dashes. Okay, the last one over here, these two dots, this is a colon. And a colon gets used to offset a list. That's the main basic use, okay? If you're gonna put a list in the sentence, you can put a colon and list things out. There's a few other things, but in sentence structure, that's its main basic use. Semicolon is not like a super comma. It's not something you use when you wanna have a break, but it's emphasis. You can use it to join two sentences. Hang on. I realize I'm writing the wrong thing down, so we're going to erase and write it. Right. You can use it to join two sentences. Like, let's say you got a thesis statement that's really two separate sentences, but since it needs to be a thesis statement, you want it in one sentence, you can use a semicolon. It's also used in lists. I don't know why I'm writing that down. I don't know anything else. You also use it in lists if there's commas inside the objects of the list. So like, let's say you were to list out towns. If you were to say big cities on the East Coast would be Buffalo, New York, New York, and Boston, Massachusetts. So it'd be, since you'd have the comma between Buffalo, New York, and New York, comma, New York, and Boston, comma, Massachusetts. Between each thing, so it would go Buffalo, comma, New York, semicolon, New York, comma, New York, semicolon, Boston, Massachusetts. Okay? So that's the quick and fast version of what the marks are, but this way, as a class, we're all understanding and we're all on one page on what these will be. There'll probably be more to come in the future about more of the specific rules for them, but I needed to know up front you knew what this was so nobody says I used the super comma. Okay, thank you.